Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video, I'll be unboxing the Clamber Hyper Micro BFS reel. That's right, this reel has been getting a lot of people attention. In fact, a lot of my fans have asked me to do unboxing as well, do some cast testing with this reel. Before I do that, I gotta do some shout out, not just one, some. The first one goes to Finesse Empire. Amir, right before he went with his family to Hawaii for a nice vacation, he was thinking about Jimbo and Jimbo's birthday. This is Jimbo's birthday month. And he sent me not just the reel, but the rod. Unfortunately, guys, I won't be showcasing this sexy rod. You could consider this as a teaser for a future video. But anyway, yep, thank you Amir from Finesse Empire for sending me this sexy reel. Because, like I said, everyone's asking for it. And then also, I gotta give a shout out to Obi-Wan Kenobi. He just unboxed this, and you guys need to check out his channel for his review of this reel, and also, of course, a rod. And let me tell you guys something about Hobie that's different than some of the other YouTubers like myself and the Reel Test and others. This guy here doesn't really do like cast distance tests like I do, you know, measure the lines. He actually do field testing, like true field testing for BFS fishing. Now, if you guys know the history of BFS fishing, it's really ultralight baitcaster made to fish for trout in small streams back in the day. I know in today's BFS reels, you cast a lot further. Well, Hobie is a true diehard when it comes to BFS fishing. His knowledge and skills fishing for trout in streams is superb. And when he does his testing, it's more of casting BFS reels in those tight quarters. He tests for accuracy and you know how well a reel actually fish within those conditions. So you guys need to check his channel out and await for his review and feedback on this reel. Now, the other guy I need to give a shout out to is, of course, the Reel Test. He, you know, with the name The Reel Test, obviously he have a lot of reels, and he has a lot of videos on different type of reels, not just bait casting reels. And he already have a whole series of this reel, including upgrading to micro bearings during cast testing. Of course, you guys watch me because I throw different lures than the Reel Test. So, you know, it's great to watch, you know, different type of YouTubers to, you know, do the cast tests so you guys can actually learn more about these reels. And the Reel Test said something really, really important to me the other day on my comment. It's basically, you know, more influencers like ourselves doing these type of videos, it will help improve BFS products in the future. Like I almost wrote off this reel because first and foremost, I actually don't like Fishband because when I bought the GH100, I thought it was pretty much junk. Okay, very, very junk. Most CDM reels that copy the FTB braking system is, to me, terrible, especially the left-hand side. For some reason, the left-hand reels, it just didn't do too well. So I never liked the GH100, and it was pretty like caked up bearings, and it was like dirty bearings. But anyway, he did make a good point. You know, even though if I feel like this brand is not good, right? Well, it is the highest selling and highest demanding reel right now, so I might as well do it. And if there's any flaws or anything I don't like about this reel, well, that's my opportunity to voice it. And it gives the CDM world a chance to hear it and also improve on future products, right? And so yeah, here I am with this. Now the very last shout out is going to be to Paul. Paul runs Fishing Discovery. He has his own YouTube channel, but if you guys don't like watching videos, one thing I like about Paul is he writes articles. Check out his website. And in fact, check out everything in the description below as I left links to all the folks I have shout out today. But one thing I want to say is if you guys don't like watching videos because you guys read super fast, check out his writing his article. Like he has videos to supplement his articles, and he writes like a freaking textbook. I mean, look at this. Everything is portrayed really, really well. All the specs here. In fact, I don't even need to weigh the spool because it tells you exactly what it is with the bearings, without the bearings, gear ratios. Everything is really cool. So anyway, you guys need to check this out. But I do want to point out this right here. Without the spool bearing, it's 6.16 grams. That makes this reel right here one of the lightest CDM BFS spools out there, so it could cast super light. One last thing from his article, you can see right here, he even gave us the bearing sizes so you guys can swap to micro bearings. Anyway, that's a super duper long intro and super duper great shout outs to other influencers out there within the BFS community. With that said, why don't Jimbo start to talk about this reel? Now, let's take a look at the box for a second. I like the box because if you guys remember what I say about casting boxes. They don't leave information on there. You have to go to the website to have it. I mean, it does make sense that you should know the specs before you buy the reel. But after you buy it, right, I put my boxes all over the place and I store my reels in it, right, and I put it on my shelf. Well, sometimes you grab it, you may not remember the real specs. So I like to have specs on the box. So everything here looks pretty good. Right, you guys can hit the pause button if you guys want to focus on the specs, or you guys, of course, could check out the website in the links below, as it has all the information. But one thing I don't like about this reel already is that it's slow. Yes, it's an ultralight reel, guys. For trout fishing, especially in the colder weather, you might want to reel slower. But Jimbo have trigger fingers. I like to go fast. I don't care. Jimbo do not care. All right, I want to go fast. Fast is the key. Bruce Lee is fast. So Jimbo got to be fast, all right? I got to be fast. Now, inside the box, you have this huge document here. Well, it's not that big compared to like Shimano stuff, but it has a schematic if you guys need to replace any parts. It also showcase other reels within its lineup. It looks like just different spools, different speeds, right? We are only focusing on the Hyper Micro. Also has some instructions on what you guys need to do to configure, drag, brake, etc., which we don't need to care about because Jimbo will do that all in a cast testing video, right? So anyway, that's the unboxing portion of the box, so we can push it to the side, all right? But yep, let's take a look at this reel. I am gonna feel it. In fact, the first thing we already realized is the drag clicker, right? So let me just shut up. That's a drag clicker right next to the mic. And then away from the mic, I have to say it sounds pretty good. Now, let's pull out the Zephyr for a second. Listen to this. All right, I'll tell you what, the Zephyr drag system sounds a lot louder than this guy here. Now, I could definitely feel it on the body. I can definitely feel it on the handle because it's an aluminum handle. This I can still feel it on the handle, although it's carbon fiber. But yeah, it feels just a little dumbed down, you could say. But overall, it's still pretty good. It sounds not bad, just not as loud or vibration-y, not as strong. But yeah, this is a very small handle. Look at that. Let's compare it to this guy. Woo, man. Super small form factors. I guess this could be at 80 mm, that could be 90. All right. Some loud clicking for the drag. All right, let's see. This have 4.5 kg of drag, so it's about 10 pounds. All right, that's way more than enough, right? Yeah, this is not too bad. All right, let me just put it down lower. If I were to use this, where would I use it? That's too low. All right, I feel like the drag is not too bad, like the configuration. As I mentioned before, if you watch some other videos, when I convert a BFS reel and you have a Baitcasting reel that has like, close to like 17 pounds of drag, sorry, casting and throwing you on the bus, like your other bass reels and you try to convert it to a shallow spool, it's tough. It's really tough to configure the drag. I feel like this is good. This is not bad. And overall, everything looks good so far. By the way, outside is a plastic cover, but inside have aero grade aluminum frame, as well as this spool is aero grade. But you notice that the spool is actually like a matte finish red, whereas most spools these days are usually, and I used to say usually, glossy, right? Shiny. I think they should have made it glossy because everything else is basically glossy. The red gloss here, red glossy, glossy, shiny, and then all of a sudden you have a dull spool. Especially if you take a look at the spool for a second, you can see that, this is where you put all the lines in the center, and it has this little step up, step down, and it's pretty far out. I think it's great because it will prevent line from going in into the side of plate, right? But if you look on the side, it's already a very super duper small gap. Like this is probably the smallest gap I've ever seen on a baitcasting reel, which is very impressive. So do they actually need that? Maybe, maybe not. But let's take a step back again. This whole thing is matte, right? And when you put line on it, you still have this part exposed and you kind of see the color difference between your sparkly, shiny reds versus your dull matte red. All right, let's take a look at the braking system. You have the brake dial right here to the right. Easily turns, have clicks, perfect. You have a little button on the side right here to open, press, twist, pull. All right, so you have your magnetic braking system, so it's pretty much static throughout the way, doesn't move at all. Let's take a look at this guy here. Let me show you guys the difference between these two brakes here. You got the Zephyr here. You can see that it's kind of like a cross, right? Kind of spread around. This guy here, it's all on one side. This have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brakes. This have 8 brakes right there. Pretty much standard, simple braking system for this reel. I wish for this price it should have been dynamic, but I'm glad they didn't choose the FTB braking system, because as I mentioned earlier in previous video, their GH100 was pretty much a failed boat in my opinion. All right, so let's take the spool out. Again, I'm not going to weigh it, but I'm going to take a look at it. All right, so this bearing right here is not caked with grease, which is good. So Jimbo will be casting this right out of the box. Everything here looks pretty good compared to the GH100 or some other folks. Some other folks I heard their bearing was caked too. And like I said, in my other videos, I don't think the company meant to do it. They probably put so much grease inside here, and with the warehouse and transportation, you don't know if they're temperature controlled, and sometimes it melts and it gets into the bearing. But it looks okay, so I'm gonna use as is. Now you take a look at the side right here. They added this little black thing right here so that I guess the magnets could actually work. All right. I just hope that thing don't fall apart, fall off. That would totally suck. All right, so I am looking at the line guide dispenser for a price for the most expensive CDM BFS reel out there. Why did it not come with some sort of cone shape, vortex-like line dispensing guide? I don't know. Like, I mean, check this guy out. Let me put this thing back. See that right there, guys? It's a cone shape. This thing is a cone shape for the Zephyr. And many reels, they all do some sort of a tapered cone going out, so that when the line is totally on the opposite side, it doesn't create a hard angle, so that it reduces friction, so you cast further. For a reel that's focused on throwing the lightest lure, it should have done that. So I don't think it will matter too much, because if you take a look at the spool, it's pretty narrow, right? But it still could utilize that cone-shaped vortex guide system, because like I said, any sort of things that would help reduce friction will allow you to cast further. Oh yeah, I don't think I twisted this yet. That's very loud. Put this all the way to 0 for a second. Well, guys, everything looks good here. I do like the reel. I like how light it is. All right, let's weigh this, because I actually shut off the phone already. 5.3. Oh, wow, that's pretty light. Let's put the Zephyr on for a second. The Zephyr is definitely heavier, just by a little bit. Not too bad. Anyway, folks, this is Jimbo unboxing video of the Clamber Hyper Micro. It looks promising. Definitely way better than a GH100. Unfortunately, I didn't use the PW line from the Fishband. A lot of people have told me to use those too. So potentially, if this reel is actually good and I like it, I may backtrack to some of those older reels. That is, if you guys want to see that. But there's been a lot of folks been using those, and they like it. So you could probably trust the community's word for that. But yeah, if you guys are interested in watching me do some cast testing videos, make sure you guys stay tuned. I am going to be putting 4-pound mono on it first to see how well it do. And if everything looks great, I may get micro bearings by sometime next month, because I already placed an order for it. And I will do a cast testing video with thinner line and also lighter lures when I upgrade to micro bearings. Anyway, I thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. The fish don't wait. Fall is here. If you guys have any questions, make sure you guys ask them ASAP. Go out and buy whatever you need to get on that fall bite, because it's gonna be hot. I'm telling you guys, it's gonna be hot. Peace out.